Hey guys, Shayla here, and today we have a triple Paladin 3v3 and a fresh 60 guide. So it's going to be a little bit not as structured as it has been in the past. You know, we're just going to be talking off the dome. I do have some notes here. We will get into it. I do not feel as if I have anything to add when it comes to commentary in arenas. If you look at my past Rhett Paladin guides, all the information is there, so check those out. But yeah, let's get into it, and let's go. Okay, so you just hit level 60. You just came over to Turtle WoW, and you're thinking, okay, maybe you've never hit 60 before. Maybe this is your first 60 period in World of Warcraft. So let's talk about it like that. There are a few things you do at level 60 that you'll be able to get started on. So the first thing you can do is you can raid. So raid are the gigantic dungeons. So they're the 40 to 20 person or 10 person dungeons that you go in with your guild. They have the best gear in the game. They have some of the most rare crafting materials in the game. They're just end game content. So you have your raids, and then you have PvP. So that is fighting amongst other level 60s. Now, the important thing to know about PvP is it is incredibly gear dependent. It's skill dependent. Like a skilled person in tier 1 will be able to kill a person who doesn't really PvP that much. You know what I mean? Like that has maybe like tier 2.5 or tier 3. However, that 2.5 or tier 3 player is probably not a good PvPer. So what I'm saying is, like, you can finesse it with lower gear. However, don't expect to finesse an equally skilled player who has better gear than you. That, like, the math is just not going to add up. They're going to be able to defeat you. So it's very gear dependent. And a third thing to do at level 60 is going to be gold farming. Now, this is going to be, you can do it recreationally, which people do. Some people just love to just stack gold, and they want to see how much gold they can get. They're like, huh, can I get 1,000? Okay, I got 1,000. Can I get 5K? Okay, I got 5K. Can I get 10K gold? I have 10K gold. Let's go 15. You know, there's some people who just want to be the richest person in Azeroth. You know, they're goblin brain. You know, they're all about that money. I respect it. I respect it. I respect it. But I'm not that type of person. I don't really care about gold that much. I care about what gold brings me, and I care about pawning noobs in Bloodring and BGs, but I don't really care about gold because it's not real currency. Shit, I don't care about real money like that. You know, I'm a little bit of a hippie. I don't really care about it like that. But some people do, and that's okay. And, you know, let them go do their thing. Let them go get the biggest number that never ends. Okay. And then, okay, so you can get gold. This is another thing you can do at level 60, which I don't recommend you do, which I do because I don't care about gold, and I like to have a good time, and I like to party. You can gamble. You can technically gamble at level 1. I have seen people with some alts, like literally they made alts. They made like RP alts to go and gamble. Like they're all a bunch of level 10s, and they sit around like Goldshire or Booty Bay, and they death roll each other. That's another thing you can do, but you're gonna need to be making gold in order to, because some of these guys they're dropping like 500 G, 1000 G, 2K G per roll, and it's like you need to have the gold to be able to do that. Yeah, you can make gold doing that, but you're also gonna lose gold doing that. But that's something you can do. And finally, the final thing you can do is you can roleplay. So the neat thing about roleplay is you can do it at any level. But when you're best in slot, you're rank 14, and you feel like you have nothing else to do in the game, you think, I want to reroll, I have no reason to play my character. Well, guess what? You can go out, you can roleplay. You can get on your character, and you can go make your own quest. You can go have a mission. You can, and we have a roleplay channel in Turtle WoW that you're able to use. It's /RP. It's very populated. People talk in there all the time. You can say, hey, I'm in this zone. Does anybody want to, do some role play? And somebody will answer you. And hopefully you can link up. Maybe you go to the Eastern Plaguelands, and you're a paladin, and you want to, maybe the premise is you guys are fighting your way through, what's that town that with Chromie in it? You know what I'm talking about. The town in not Eastern Plaguelands, Western Plaguelands, with the inn that's infested with a bunch of ghouls. So you guys fight your way all the way through, and then you kill the lich in the middle, and and then it's not a quest. There's no reward for it, but you guys have like made your own lore, and it's like, or maybe like you have somebody make an alt, and you have to like walk a level 15 through the Eastern Plaguelands with like 2 other like paladins or clerics, and so it's like a big mission. It's like, can we keep this level fit? You can make fun for yourself through roleplay. So if the game doesn't have any more objectives to give you, you can make your own objectives, and sort of have a good time. It's sort of like Dungeons and Dragons. It's sort of like choose your own adventure. It's like, hey, there's all these different zones, there's all these different materials. Choose your own adventure. Some other player walked up to me in Stormwind about 2 months ago, and he tried to sell me the sand from Blackwing Lair. He said it was like drugs or something like that. He said it was like arcane dust or something, arcane powder. So I said, I was dressed in my my city clothes, so it wasn't like my actual gear. It was like a nice dress. I was dressed in my city clothes, and I was just like, an unassuming like woman. So I'm like, oh, can I expect that? And like, the second I was able to confirm that what he gave me was indeed the time sand from the chromatic dragonflight, I open up my outfitter, I put on my retribution gear, which is not the same as it is in this video. It's now I'm wearing all black, and I've got like a black bandana, like a demon hunter visor, you know what I mean, over my eyes. So I switch into my ret set, and I said, and I'm wearing my Argent Dawn tabard, and I said, halt, in the name of the Argent Dawn, you're under a fucking arrest. You are under arrest for selling time sand that is produced by the Black Dragonflight. So you know what I did? I walked him up to the Stormwind Keep, and I go to Lady Katrana Prester. Yep, I go to Lady Katrana Prester, and I say, this person was selling time sand from the Black Dragonflight. He has been committing crimes against the capital of Stormwind, yada yada yada, RP talk, So the neat little thing, if you don't understand why that's significant that I turned the drug dealer into her, is that's a Nixia in disguise. So I basically turned, he's getting drugs from the dragons, and I turned him into I handed him over to the Dragon Queen. So it's sort of like a neat little, it's like, it's entertaining for both of us, because it's like we're both creating a story in real time. I don't think that he will be in the dungeons, because I turned him over to Anixia, so she's gonna let him out and let him keep dealing drugs. And that was just a unique little back and forth I had, walking through Stormwind in my dress. As somebody tried to sell me drugs, I arrested him as a officer of the Argent Dawn, and then I turned him into Anixia, which is like in RP like world, I don't know that Katrana Prester is Anixia, so I'm not gonna say go to Bolvar. I'm gonna say go to Anixia, and it sort of adds to the irony of the story, so you can have fun. You can have fun with RP. This is an RP server, by the way, so if RP makes you uncomfortable, just know you're gonna see RP on Turtle WoW. Okay, so we have attunements, we have raiding, we have PvP, we have gold farming, we have gambling, and we have role-playing. So, what order do we do these in? Because I'll tell you a secret. It's not like you can just pick one and do one. Certain activities are locked away. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to do your attunements. The first attunement you want to do, and I suggest you either you open up a notepad and write this down, or you take notes, you write it down on a post-it note so you have it for later. That way you don't have to keep coming back to this video to reference the order in which to do your attunements in, because there's new ones that were not in the original vanilla WoW. We have additional attunements. So you're going to want to start with Molten Core. It's very simple. You just jump into Molten Core, you jump into Black Rock Depths, rather. You go through the dungeon, and you touch something. Okay, cool. Then you're going to do Blackwing Lair. You have to go to Lower Blackrock Spire. So that's a dungeon. It's near Upper Blackrock Spire. You go to Lower Blackrock Spire. You kill the final boss, and he drops a letter or a quest item. And that quest is going to give you the attunement for Blackwing Lair. Then you're going to want to start Onyxia. Onyxia is not going to be as simple. This is probably going to take you a week or two. It's going to take you some time. And the neat thing about the attunements is it requires you to hop into dungeons. So there will be time for you to get gear. You don't really have to do the gearing process on Turtle WoW, and we're going to get into that in a second. Just because if you do your attunements, you should be getting enough upgrades to get into an Upper Blackrock Spire or a ZG. So by the time you finish your Onyxia attunement, you will be able to go to ZG and UBRS and maybe even MC. You'll be able to, but only if you're doing your attunements. If you start with gear and you don't start your attunements, you're wasting time, because you can kill two birds with one stone. You can do both at the same time. So do your attunements, and you'll get gear while you're doing your attunements. Do not get gear first. You do not need pre-bis to go to raids. I mean, there might be some guilds that ask you to, but for the most part, there are Kara 10s, there are ZGs, and there are Upper Blackrock Spires, UBRS. There's Ubers constantly. You'll be able to find pick up pugs for these all the time. So you'll be able to get into MC, and your other ZG. You'll be able to get there relatively easily compared to Classic. Because again, this is Turtle WoW. We're a lot more relaxed. We don't really demand the we don't have that sweaty culture like retail has. I mean, I'm a sweat. There are sweats on the server. If you go to the Discord, I mean, there's a bunch of sweats talking in class channels and whatever. That's great. We have that, but we understand that, not everybody wants to play like that. So that's not the culture of the server. You can get into a ZG and an MC pretty easy, so you don't need to freak out about your pre-raid bis. You don't even need to really worry about enchants until you're tier 2. So keep that in mind. So you're going to do MC, then you're going to do BWL, Blackwing Lair, attune. Then you're going to do Ani. Ani's going to take you a while. And then you're going to start Emerald Sanctum. Emerald Sanctum is going to take you about a week. It's not too bad. It's quicker than Onyxia, but it is longer than Blackwing Lair and MC. So it will take time, but it's not as long as Onyxia. Then you're going to do Nax. So the important thing, and this is super critical, when I leveled up my Paladin, Shayla, I did not equip my Argent Dawn trinket every time I went to do a Scholomance or a Strath, and it took me 1 year to get revered for, or friendly or revered for my Naxatune to turn in. I did it on my priest. I have a priest named Zephyri, and you'll see some priest content soon. It took me 3 weeks to get to friendly/revered. I can go into Nax because I equipped it every time. So you need to equip that. But yeah, so you're gonna equip that. Do your dungeons. Make sure you get those points. It'll take you 3 weeks if you make sure you equip it every time, and you'll be good. And finally, you are going to do Kara 40. Now the Kara 40 attune will take some time. There are many videos and guides on it on YouTube that you can follow here, but make sure that you do that, your Kara 40 attune, because hey, Kara 40 is coming out in 2 or 3 weeks, so you want to be ready for that. But yeah, you're going to do your attunements, and then once your attunements are done, you are ready to raid. So you're tuned up. You're going to do 4 Upper Blackrock Spires. You're going to do like maybe 2 Kara 10s, 2 ZGs, and you should have enough, depending on like how many other players of your class there are. You should have enough gear to do an MC, and you should be okay. And then once you're an MC, the progression is pretty simple. It goes MC to you. So you're gonna raid in sort of like groups. You're gonna have like groups of raids. You have MC Kara ZG AQ 20, and then you have MC Blackwing Lair, and then you have like AQ 40 Nax, and then Kara 40. So then you'll follow that natural progression. And when it comes to PvP, again, you're gonna want to get to tier 2 first. Make sure you're enchanted up. And then you're going to want to start to rank, because if you do not have decent gear, you're going to have a bad time. It's going to affect how you see PvP, and the experience is not going to be fun. It's not going to be it's not going to be a good time for you. So make sure that you have at least tier 2 with enchants before you start your ranking journey. You also need to be farming gold, because it's going to cost it's going to cost money to go to raids. You need consumes. You cannot come to raids without potions. If you do, your officers are going to bitch at you, and they're going to stop taking you. So you need to have some sort of cash flow in order to raid consistently. And also, like, enchants cost money. You need to pay people to enchant your stuff. Belt buckles cost money. Things cost money. So make sure that every time you log on, at least for a half an hour to as long as you'd like, really, you're doing some sort of gold farm, whether that's fishing, whether that's your professions, whether that's maybe you're running Strath Live for righteous orbs. Spend about 30 minutes at least every time you log in making some money. And when it comes to roleplay, join the RP channel, ask around. There's a phenomenal add-on called TTRP. That's, I think it's like Tabletop RP or Turtle WoW RP. Download that if you're interested in RP. It expands the RP functionality, so you can like take notes on encounters you've had with other RPers, and you can give yourself characteristics, you know, at a glance characteristics, so people who also have the add-on can sort of figure stuff out about your character without like sort of like god moding and being like, oh, I see that you are this talent, you must be this sort of. No, it's like you have characteristics, so you have to talk to somebody to figure things out about them. You have a lot of options at level 60. You know, you can do a lot of stuff. Don't feel like all you can do is raid or PvP. No, you have other things you can do. You can RP, you can get really into professions. You can be like the #1 enchanter on your server. You can try to be the #1 blacksmith on your server. You won't, because that is Shayla. That's made by Shayla. Never forget it. But yeah, you can get super into like commerce, or, you know, it's a world. It's, yes, there is the content that the developers have given us, but you are creative and you are resourceful enough to make your own fun, right? Okay, we have all this stuff in the World of Warcraft. You should be able to find something to do, whether it is like things I like to do. Like, I like to host dueling tournaments, or I like to host gambling like tournaments where I summon people from all over the world. And then I have like a 200 gold or 300 gold prize, and then the winner gets the prize. Like, you can just do stuff, you know? You can just do shit. You don't have to. It doesn't only have to be, oh, I'm raid locked, so I have nothing to do. It's like, no, just find something to do. It's sort of like when you were little, when you would play outside, when you play make pretend. Well, you have make pretend, but in this plane of reality, the computer, you can actually do magic because you're in World of Warcraft. So like you have make believe with magic. So like the sky's the limit. Well, that's going to be it for me. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like it, feel free to subscribe. It helps out the channel a lot. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.